Is it on?
We got the Richmond PAL.
And that is the first round. We have Liam Yancey versus Elijah Meeks. Liam Yancey is out of Richmond Pals. Elijah Meeks is unattached. This is the first bout of the River City Invitational. Elijah Meeks is in the blue corner. Liam Yancey is in the red corner. This is a 60-pound fight. 60 pounds. And as you can tell, they're young fighters, young amateurs. Oh,
You don't want to be there no more, Elijah.
oh. That was considered an official knockdown. So a knockdown for Liam Yancey in the red corner. Elijah Meeks is in the blue corner. That is the conclusion of the second round, a 60-pound fight. They are going at it, young amateur action. This is the 60-pound weight division between Liam Yancey and Elijah Meeks. Elijah Meeks is in the blue corner. Liam Yancey just registered a second round knockdown.
We intermission at 7. You ain't holding the camera for your promo? You doing it, man. Hey, we should get started, man. I'm just warming up. I got it. Okay. Just. My boys coming out all right? Yeah, everything good. Oh. Hey. This turn? All right.
And that is the conclusion of the fight. That was 3 rounds at the 60-pound weight between Liam Yancey in the red corner and Elijah Meeks in the blue corner. What a great spirited fight. They did a great job. What amazing sportsmanship. What a competitive spirited fight. I'm going to tell you, it was tough to call. Liam Yancey in the red corner registered a knockdown in the second round. Mostly throughout the fight, it looked like Meeks was doing well, controlling pace. Both of them very aggressive. What a great amateur fight for these young fighters. This one's just going to be tough to call. I'm going to keep it honest with you. Whoever wins this one, it's just going to be tough. Yancey fights out of Richmond Pals Boxing Gym. and it looks like Meeks is unattached, but out of Norfolk, Virginia. That tall, dapper man in the ring there with the cowboy hat is our boxing announcer, Randy, out of Vintage Boxing Gym. He will be holding it down all night. It's coming out great. Hmm? And that's the thing. When it comes to boxing, when it comes to amateur fights, 3 rounds, not a lot of time. These young competitors went at it the entire time, and it was just an amazing, amazing competitive fight. The judges have a very tough call. It's just like pro boxing, where you'll see judges on each angle of the ring. They are scoring individually, and so they do not know. A lot of folks, when they watch boxing, think the judges are in cahoots. However, the boxing judges are strategically placed around the ring at different sides of the ring. Each of them have their own scorecard. It is a different scorecard, so they see a different fight from different angles. But it is an amazing, amazing competitive fight. Red corner, Liam Yancey. He is in the black shorts with blue trim. Elijah Meeks is in the blue shorts. And look at this. They're both getting some medals here. That is phenomenal because they deserve it. This was a very, very competitive, highly spirited fight. They did an amazing job. And we're going to the judges' scorecards. And it is indeed Elijah Meeks out of the blue corner. Elijah Meeks gets the victory. He did suffer a second round knockdown, but he dominated the majority of the fight with pace and control. It is Elijah Meeks over Liam Yancey. A great, great competitive fight. Good job, young man. Mhm. And this is the second fight of the evening. We have Patrick Connor out of O'Connor Boxing Gym versus Bryson Meeks out of Big Lick Boxing Gym. So Bryson Connor is in the red corner. He is in the red, white, and blue shorts. And Bryson Meeks is in black with yellow trim, yellow drip, if you will. He is fighting out of the Big League Gym. So box, they are fighting at 101. As you can tell, another
Seventh round is supposed to happen. Sorry about that.
Oh, there you go. And they are about to get it on right now. Looks good.
Looks really good. Except you can't get it up higher. Maybe put a chair on top of it.
Because it's easier for me to freehand it when they go around the ring. So it's not. Yeah, it's not.
Wow. Wow.
And that concludes round one. This is Patrick Connors in the red corner. He is out of O'Connor Boxing Gym. And Bryson Mix out of the blue corner out of Big Lick Boxing Gym. This is a 101-pound fight. As you can tell, these are young competitors. This is going to be a very spirited 3-round battle. This is the River City Invitational. We are live at the Richmond International Raceway. That concludes round two. Again, these are bantam weights. Patrick Connors out of the red corner, O'Connell Boxing Gym, looking real sharp. Patrick's looking real sharp. He is fighting Bryson Minks out of Big Lick. This is the River City Invitational. Amateur boxing is live. Boxing is live and back in Richmond, Virginia. Presented, of course, by the Vintage Boxing Gym. Really good crowd has filled in the Richmond International Raceway. And we're going for the third round.
Oh. Oh. Damn. Damn. What he stopped? Damn. Wow.
And that concludes the third round. That was a knockdown. They scored a knockdown for Patrick Connors in the red corner. That was the end of the round, end of the conclusion of the fight. That was Patrick Connor in the red corner out of Connor Boxing Gym looking real sharp. Bryson Maddox out of Big Link. Bryson Manx out of Big Link. Very competitive, very spirited. Again, this one I will say slowed down to a pace in the second and third rounds where it looks like Connors really took control. We'll have to see. It's going to the scorecards. It's going to the judges. This one, unlike the first fight, a little bit easier to score, I think. A little bit easier to score. It looks like the red corner. Oh, it looks like Connors really took an advantage in the second and third round. He did score the knockdown in the third round and wind up looking really, really sharp. So it's going to the scorecards. We'll see how it goes. This is the second fight. There's 14. This is a 14-fight card. River City Invitational. And you can catch us, if you're catching us on any live stream, you can catch us on the Vintage Boxing YouTube page, the Cheats Movement YouTube page. You can also catch us on Twitter, Mark Cheatham, Cheats Movement, live on Twitter. And Patrick Connor scores the victory out of the red corner. He looked sharp. He got the knockdown. O'Connor Boxing Gym looked good. Patrick Connors looked sharp. That was the conclusion of the second fight. The third fight coming up is going to be at the 119 weight, and it is going to be Nathan Lopez out of Big Things Boxing versus Elon Sedano out of Vintage. So Elon and Vintage is making their first appearance. How exciting. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. We are back in. How exciting is this? Vintage Boxing Gym. We're about to take on Vintage's first fight. Very, very exciting. This is the River City Invitational. We are live at the Richmond Raceway, and this is going to be the third fight of the evening, but this is going to be the first fight featuring 7 vintage fighters out of Vintage Boxing Gym and Boulevard. So we're very excited. Nathan Lopez out of Big Things Boxing is coming out of the red corner. He's walking in. This is fought at 119 weight division. 119. Ilian Cedino, his first fight out of Vintage. There's Ilian. He is ready to rock, wearing the Vintage black, being trained by Eric Ash.
Oh, damn. Open.
right, it's time to get it on.
Damn, they called that quick. Yeah. Good. Damn. Yeah.
What a great round. What a great round of action. Elon Sedano out of Vintage Boxing Gym scored a knockdown in the first round, scored a knockdown against Lathan Lopez. And this is Elon Sedano out of Vintage Boxing Gym. This is his first ever fight. This is his boxing debut. So again, we have Elon Sedano out of the Vintage Boxing Gym in the blue corner. He's dressed in all black. We have Nathan Lopez out of Big Things Boxing in the red corner. He is dressed in all red.
Oh! Yeah. Yeah.
That concludes the second round. The second round. Elon Sedano out of the Vintage Boxing Gym. He's in the blue corner dressed in all black. This is his boxing debut. Hey, he's looking fast. He's looking smooth. That second round, I think both fighters, hey, these 3 rounds, if you've never been boxing in a boxing ring for 3 rounds, it is exhausting. That second round, that third round takes a lot out of you. The nerves usually carry you through the first round. But what a competitive fight. And both fighters look like they are giving it their all. It is Nathan Lopez out of Big Thing Boxing in the red corner, and out of Vintage Boxing, Elon Sedano. He's in the blue corner dressed in all black. He is trained by Eric Ash. And let me tell you, these guys are going at it.
Dang. No. Hey. Go. 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 Oh. Did it.
What a fight, ladies and gentlemen. What a fight. Three hard fought rounds. Elon Sedano out of the Vintage Boxing Gym. Nathan Lopez out of Big Things Boxing. This was a great fight.
Yes.
Great effort by both competitors.
Right.
Hey, I do not want to be judges in any of these fights. Sedano out of the Vintage Gym scored a knockdown in the first round. So the knockdown was happening in the first round. However, this was a very competitive fight.
Business. What we think?
Hey, really competitive fight, man. It looks like Sedano, if you score the knockdown, he really did have a really competitive fight, man. We'll see how it happens. Vintage represented very well. And just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, this out of the blue corner, they get Nathan out of the blue corner. Elon Sedano out of Vintage Boxing takes his first fight. Look at that. How competitive.
Yeah.
Very, very competitive. Vintage gets their first win of the evening. Let's turn it around.
Man. Damn.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Vintage's first win of the evening.
Yeah.
All right. This is our fourth fight of the evening. Aspen Griffin after SLR versus Ahan Hart. Ahan Hart out of 757 Boxing in the blue gym. Super competitive fight coming up. This is the River City Invitational. The River City Invitational is taking place at the Richmond International Raceway. We are live. Boxing is back and big time in Richmond, Virginia, and we are about to get our fourth fight of the evening. Really great crowd.
You gotta let your money catch you. That way you can retire like me. Look rich.
Mm.
They're not in the box. Let me call. Can I call my daughter? Can I call my daughter? They must have left it in the truck, but then I have. Okay, that's fine.
Again, this is the fourth fight of the evening. Aspen Griffith, SLR. They're fighting at 132 pounds. And Unhaired Hart. This is our first women's bout of the River City Invitational. Very exciting. Our first women's bout. It will not be the last.
Good.
It is Anhe Hart out of the 757 in the blue corner. Aspen Griffin in the red corner.
Oh. Do your job. Yeah. You do yours, I do mine.
What is
Go, Nate. Have fun, yo.
Yeah, shit. Tight. Yeah, I don't think wait a minute. Yeah.
Don't let him play with that jab, Nate.
Yeah, grown.
Make the turn after that. Yay, turn after that. Good job, Nate. Good. Now turn. Good. Get it out. Good, Nate. Woo! Good, Nate. Keep turning the work out. Keep going forward. Walk her into the hand. She walk into it, Nate. She walk into your hooker, Nate. Don't wrestle. Don't wrestle. And then she's circling to your hook. Good. That's good.
Oh, wow.
Be first. She's playing with that jab, Nate. Don't let him play with that jab. That jab's off. Good. Yay. Let me get four. Stop. Put your hands back and working, Nate. Got this working. That up jab look like you'll be good here too, Nate. Good. She's circling to your hook, and they let it run into it. Good. Now pivot that way. That's right here. You two right over top. Aim for the chest, Nate.
A very competitive round, a very competitive first round between Aspen Griffith and Anae Hart. Aspen Griffin is out of SRL Gym. Anae Hart is out of 757 Boxing. Very competitive first round. Very competitive first round. This is the River City Invitational in Richmond, Virginia. And let me tell you, boxing is back in Richmond in a big way. And they have bought a crowd. The crowd has filled in nicely. It is a really, really competitive bout here between an Aspen Griffin and Anae Hart. This is our first women's bout of the card. There are several more coming up.
Wow. Damn.
Nate, finish her now. I want to see more blood.
Got a pause in the action. The doctor is looking at Aspen Griffin. It has been a one-sided affair. Anae Hart out of the 757 is looking real, real strong. Very competitive fight. This is being fought at the 132 weight class. 132. But Anae Hart is out of 757 boxing. Obviously, anyone familiar with Virginia, anybody familiar with the 757, it is a very, very competitive boxing region, home of fighters like Sweet Pea Whitaker, RIP. We are in a boxing a doctor's check. It is a doctor's check. Oh, and my sister is in the building right now. I'm gonna put her up. Look at this. Melanie Cheatham is on the check-in. Melanie Cheatham, I got my brother right here. Mike Cheatham on the check-in. There she is. She's checking in live on Facebook. So shout out to Melanie.
Yeah.
Shout out to my niece Ashley, who's down at UNC playing some softball right now. Very, very love the family.
No.
Look who I got with me, Mel.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is the Cheatham and Cheatham boxing team. We're calling this fight on behalf of Vintage Boxing Gym.
Yeah.
This is a very competitive fight. We are in a lengthy break in the second round between Aspen Griffith and Anae Hart, and they're back into it.
Wow. All right. Great. Melanie not even here. I know
She was on the check.
Okay.
Look, man, you don't want to be there no more. Look.
Yeah. Hey. No. Wow. Good dude getting beat up.
Not the fun to make punches and punches. Make the small turn out your combination today.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Man. Mm. Wow.
Turn on that today. Snap, snap, snap.
Oh. Wow. Hey.
Carry 2-3 on that today. That ain't weak.
Mm.
Right there. Look at that. Yeah, Dave. Keep going to that body right now. Finish up high.
Mm.
Just work right there. Go right back to it, Nate. There you go. Hold to. Wait. She's circling to your hook right now, Nate. Bring the two out there. Hold the left. Hold the left. Right there. Woo! Nate. Keep shooting, Nate. Turn it work. Get the ball. Keep working, Nate. Shoot it. Down, step. It's on top. You see it? Yeah, Nate. Go right. Go for. Good job, girl. Get a feint.
She don't want to play no more, Nate.
You on the bike, Nate. Now turn out. Work together, Nate. Keep working. Right there. 1, 2. 1, 2. Get the 10 seconds. Keep working. Right there. Go back.
And that concludes the fight. A Nate Hart out of 757 out of the blue corner. Looked very strong. Good effort by Aspen Griffith. Good effort. What a competitive fight. Competitive fighters. Hey, this one a little less competitive in regards to a Nate Hart just looked very, very strong, fast, strong, superior. Couple of knockdowns in this one in regards to the ref doing the standing eights. As you can see, Griffith's busted open pretty bad. She's bleeding out of her nose, bleeding around her mouth. Hart looked very, very strong out of the 757 boxing gym. But and Iona Hart takes the victory. What a fight. What a spirited fight. That was the fourth fight of the evening. Coming up is our fifth fight. It's Dominic Beatty against Nicholas Carter. Nicholas Carter is fighting out a world champ. So out of the red corner is going to be Nicholas Carter out of world champ boxing. They're going to be taking on Dominic Beatty. This fight's going to be taking place at 132 pounds. And let me tell you, the world champ boxing folks are ready. Let's see if we can get a look at this River City crowd for a sec. Look at that. Look at that.
Once again, shout out to the dog. Look, there's a teaching for anybody who's
We had the fourth fight. We had the fourth fight.
Got one of our gold sponsors, Custom Sign Shop. I run by them every day. I'm off the head.
So we're at the fifth fight of the evening. This is the River City Invitational. We are at Richmond International Raceway. Great boxing crowd, great boxing atmosphere. We have had 4 competitive fights already. You don't want to miss this. Vintage Boxing Gym on Boulevard will be having live boxing here at the Raceway in July as well and August as well. So amateur fights, amateur and pro fights are all coming to Richmond International Raceway. They're coming via Vintage Boxing Gym and these invitations. Nicholas Carter, world champ boxing, has made his way into the ring. He is fighting out of the blue corner. Dominic Beatty is fighting out of the red corner. Dominic Beatty.
Who's Dominic?
It's working.
Straight right hand. Dominic. Right there, right. Easy work. Whoa. Oh. 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 Wait up, that's this. 1, 2. 1, 2. You wait. Right back. 1, 2. He's first. Don't wait. Good. Good. Right back, right back, right back. Good. Straight right. Straight to the right. Right back.
very competitive first round. Very competitive first round between Dominic Beatty in the red corner and Nicholas Carter in the blue corner. Nicholas Carter is in black laced with orange. Dominic Beatty is in a white top, black shorts. Carter is out of the World Champ Boxing Gym. World Champ Boxing Gym. He did score a knockdown, a standing count in the first round. So he has a first round standing knockdown. We're about to go into the second round. This is the fifth fight in the River City Invitational.
You ready to go? You ready to go? That right hand there. Touch that butt. That's that body. Up down with the stick. Work, Nico! Work, Nico!
Let's go.
Work, Nico! Stop playing, Nico!
Double out. He's really fighting on the punches.
Stop waiting! Stop waiting! Keep bird, go! Keep going! Keep going! Work right there! Work right there! Work right there! Good! Keep going! Nico, stop playing! Put him down!
That concludes the second round, and it's the second round in which Nico Carter has scored a standing knockdown. A standing knockdown. He got one in the first round. He now has one in the second round. It is Nicholas Carter out of World Champ Gym. He is fighting Dominic Beatty. Dominic Beatty's in the red corner. Knockdowns, standing knockdowns in each round. We're going to the final and decisive third round.
Nico, this it! Finish it! Stop the show! Stop the show! Smart, be smart! One, two, three, shoot!
And there it is. This is the first knockout of the evening as Nico Carter out of World Champ Boxing registers a knockout against Dominic Beatty. It's a third round stoppage. They are stopping this fight. Very, very competitive, spirited effort from Nico Carter and World Champ Jim.
Very exciting box.
One more time, man. That was some good stuff right there.
Very exciting. You guys like it?
Just I was telling him calm down 2 seconds. Not this calm, brother.
He was the champ. Very good.
I said, 'cause I looked over, I said, what in the world?
All right, let's the next fight.
You need to calm down.
I am calm. I'm too calm.
They're good.
1913.
1913.
All right. That's not vintage boxing, so we just gotta watch.
Well, we down here.
Yeah, we all. I'll be away from.
What are you like?
Champ. You got a belt. You get belts in Amber? I don't think so. Vince lost in Amber.
Amateur fights are hard to score, man.
It is.
I'm tripping on the camera.
He's doing a lot of talking with somebody that lost. I'm good. Let me get a hot side. Hey.
The winner coming up that blue corner, Nico Carter from World Champ Boxing.
And there you have it. Nico Carter out of World Champ Boxing gets the win. And they actually very competitive, very competitive. Carter registered knockdowns in each of the 3 rounds he fought. Very strong looking competitor. We'll be seeing a lot more from Nicholas Carter.
We're on the wrong side. They go that side. They don't come to
Man. I can't call with this dude.
No, you can't.
Not at all.
Coming in on the red corner, weighing in at 132
Yeah.
pounds.
All right.
Where we at?
1913, Anthony Oliver.
Where we at?
And Anthony Allberger from Team 1913 just walked in the gym. He is fighting out of the red corner. It's Anthony Allberger. This is a 132-pound fight. He is fighting Tyler Lynch.
I'm a. This fight's going kind of fast.
Hey, look. Hey. Hey. What's up, man? What's up, man? How you doing, man? How you doing? And we're underway. Oh. And that concludes the first round. A very strong first round by Tyler Lynch in the blue corner. Tyler Lynch scored a standing knockdown, so it was an 8 count. And he is fighting Anthony Allberger out of Team 1913. But Tyler Lynch scored the early knockdown. Looked very, very sharp in the first round. He's fighting out of the blue corner, and he is fighting unattached. He's not fighting out of a gym, but he has a big support circle. So we're going to have to find out more about Tyler Lynch. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the River City Invitational. We are live. Looking sharp right here. Looking sharp.
Man, you do everything.
Man, look, you looking sharp, bro.
I'm enjoying it, man. Excuse me, sir.
No, good too. Get that clown, bro.
And this one is over, ladies and gentlemen. The ref has stopped the fight. Tyler Lynch picks up the victory out of Fight House. We need to learn way much more about Fight House as Tyler Lynch scores the knockout in the second round. They have stopped this fight. Tyler Lynch over Anthony Allberger out of Team 1913. Very, very impressive performance from Tyler Lynch. That was fought at 132 pounds. 132 pounds. Tyler Lynch, ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the blue corner, fighting out of Fight House. You were So we have 6 competitive fights in the books, ladies and gentlemen. 6 competitive fights in the books. And this one, probably one of the more dominant fights of the evening. Tyler Lynch scores the knockout, stops it in the second round. And we just found out Fight House is out of Virginia Beach. So a very impressive performance from Tyler Lynch. Fight House out of Virginia Beach. Looked very strong. So the next fight, ladies and gentlemen, is Jose Rodriguez out of Combat Sports fighting our very own Drew Kim. Drew out of Vintage Boxing is about to take the stage. So very, very exciting fight for us in-house here at the Vintage team. Drew is one of our very, very, very active fighters, very active competitors. competitors. He's in the gym all the time. He's working hard all the time. He's looking to bounce back. He went up to Baltimore and did not pull out a victory in his last fight. So Drew is looking to bounce back. But we're very, very excited about Vintage about to take center stage with Drew Kim. He is going to be fighting Jose Rodriguez out of Combat Sports. This fight is going to be fought at 156 pounds. So we are moving up, ladies and gentlemen. This is beyond the welterweight. We're in the 154 pounds. Is a very, very competitive weight class. And we're about to see Drew Kim step into the ring. Here he is. Drew is fighting out of the blue corner, out of the Vintage team. And here he is, Drew Kim out of Vintage Boxing. He's got his team, trained by Eric Ash. He is here. He is fighting Jose Rodriguez out of Combat Sports. This is the second Vintage Boxing fight out of the evening. In regards, if you remember, in our third fight, Elian Sedano captured his very first victory out of the Vintage blue corner, and now Drew Kim is about to get it on.
I think you guys gonna bang. I think you boys gonna bang, girl. Let's get it. Whoa.
Junior middleweight.
Boom.
He trains at everything. He's in everything. Strong trainer.
Yeah.
That concludes the first round. Drew Kim out of Vintage Boxing Gym. Strong first round. He is fighting Jose Rodriguez out of Combat Sports. And as you can see, we're going to stick with the Vintage corner here, as these all of the fights. River City Invitational is presented by Vintage Boxing Gym. And Drew, as you can see, is talking with lead trainers, getting instruction from lead trainer Eric Ash. Eric is the owner and operator of Vintage. He also trains the Vintage Boxing team. Strong first round from Drew Kim. And as expected, ladies and gentlemen, a very large Vintage contingent. It is Vintage's home gym in Richmond, Virginia. They've got a good crowd out tonight cheering for their fighters. Hey. Another competitive round. Drew Kim out of the Vintage Boxing Gym looking strong. He's pacing himself very well. He's using the straight right hand. He's using the uppercut very effectively. And he's moving in and out, not getting hit in bad spots. This is going into the third round. He is taking on Jose Rodriguez. Jose Rodriguez really came out fast, threw a lot of wild punches in the second round, but slowed down. When he slowed down, it looked like Drew had a little bit more in regards to the uppercut, the straight right hand, and actually just pacing and balancing himself out. As you can see, there's heavy breathings going on in the red corner right now. Jose Rodriguez going all out. Combat Sports in the red corner, Drew Kim, Vintage Boxing. This is the final and third round. And it's a standing knockdown for Drew Kim.
Oh.
And that concludes it. What a competitive fight. Drew Kim out of the Vintage Boxing Gym scores a knockdown in the third round. He looked very in control of most of the fight, paced himself very well. However, a very spirited effort by Jose Rodriguez, who worked really hard. He threw a lot of punches in there. Very, very competitive fight. And they're showing some great sportsmanship right now. As someone who sees Drew Kim train quite a bit early in the morning, all hours, sparring, this has got to be a satisfying bounce back for Drew Kim as he has paced himself, looked very well, acquitted himself very well in this fight, showed all of his tools. And I think this is something that Drew has to be extremely proud of. And there you have it. Drew Kim takes the victory out of Vintage Boxing Gym. Ladies and gentlemen, what a great effort. A great effort from Drew Kim out of Vintage. So proud of that guy as we have seen him work really, really hard in the gym, train really hard. I'll tell you, you can't fake boxing. Drew Kim is in the gym every day, training, working out, lifting, sparring, doing everything he needs to. And it all came together. It all came together for this fight as he gets the victory over Jose Rodriguez out of Combat Sports. That was the 7th fight of a 14-fight card. So we're halfway through the River City Invitational, and it looks like the next fight, they are getting ready, ladies and gentlemen. It does look like we're going to be headed to an intermission sometime soon. I don't know if it's originally we were told the intermission would take place after the 7th fight. We have just concluded the 7th fight, but there is competitors in the ring right now. And when I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the red corner is coming in as well. The the blue corner, the blue corner's coming in. The red corner's already in the ring. So it looks like we're gonna have Joshua Dopp out of O'Connor Boxing versus D'Angelo Kongova out of Eastside. This is the second fighter. If you remember earlier in the evening, Patrick Connor scored a big victory for the O'Connor Boxing Gym earlier, and now we have an exhibition bout. All right, we have an exhibition bout. We're gonna let this one rock.
Where's Combat Sports?
So are they on the? So, ladies and gentlemen, what's taking place is an exhibition match. We don't exactly know who is fighting, but it seems like they're only going 1 minute rounds or two minute rounds. And this is indeed an exhibition match that is not on our call sheet. So,
Hey.
Jesus, wow, wow.
Mm. 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 Wow. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Hey. 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 Mm. Mm. Hey. 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 Mm. Huh. Mm-mm. Hey.
This wasn't on the sheet.
No, this is just exhibition.
Okay.
So if you want to take a break or skip or whatever, but
Oh, no.
there's gonna be some big announcements coming on afterwards.
Okay.
Mm.
Wait, stop. Stop.
Excellent. You can take a break?
I mean, I'm still filming it. I think that's it, though, right? That's it, right?
Was it that quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what was it, like a minute round?
Yeah, it was fast.
So that's where's that? What you recording?
Uh-huh.
What's that on? Anything?
YouTube, Twitter,
Oh,
Facebook. We're everywhere, baby. We're international.
We just local, nigga.
Just local.
You local. Charlo.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are still here. We are live at
Yes.
the River City Invitational. It is taking place at the Richmond International Raceway. We are 7 fights down in the card. We've got 7 fights to go. Very, very exciting. So, hey, look, 2 wins already for the Vintage Boxing team. They are looking very strong today. If we're going to review and recap some of the action, I'm going to tell you our first fight, a very young fight, 60 pounds, Liam Yancey against Elijah Meeks. Yancey got a knockdown, but Elijah Meeks picked up the victory coming out of the blue corner. In our second fight, Patrick Connors out of O'Connor Boxing Gym looked very, very strong, super competitive as he took the victory over Bryson Meeks. In our third fight, the debut of Elon Sedano out of Vintage Boxing, Elon picked up the victory over Nathan Lopez. In our fourth fight, one of the more dominating performances of the afternoon, Anae Hart out of the 757 Boxing Gym got the stoppage, got the victory over Aspen Griffin. And then Nico Carter out of World Champ Boxing also got the stop. We had back-to-back stoppages from Dominic Beatty. Tyler Lynch, one of the more impressive fighters of the evening. Tyler Lynch looked really, really good as he picked up a victory over Anthony Allberger of Team 1913. And then Vintage's own Drew Kim picked up a victory over Jose Rodriguez. So, really, really competitive fights. And we're about to go into our 8th one, and it's a big one. We're talking about light heavyweight size now, 176. We've got Levon King out of Eastside Boxing in the red corner, fighting Braxton Hayes out of 757 Boxing. Now, if you've been paying attention, Anae Hart earlier, dominating performance out of the 757 Boxing Gym. That is where Braxton Hayes comes out of. These guys are light heavyweights. They're fighting at 176. They are going to be throwing around the leather, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be throwing around the leather. And it is coming up.
Yeah.
First, I want to know that this is boxing, doing something with Max Miles. I took some time to Google it up, of course, and everything to make sure that all of our work, all of our energy is going to something great. This is to stop that teenage suicide. I was like, created like, I think it said like 96 minutes. It's just messed up stuff. But I want to bring 2 people from Vintage Gym to do this a lot better than I can do it. You guys give your quick hand there for Eli.
Coming to the ring is Chad Smith of Vintage.
How's everybody doing today? Are y'all enjoying the fight? Yeah, who's been the best one so far? All of them? And the third will be a bigger fight. That fight, a bloodier fight. I will be fighting my brother, Chad Smith. Jerry. Yes. Matthew Smiles Foundation. Mr. Smith, would you like to talk about the Matthew Smiles Foundation? I'll see all y'all here.
I'd like to welcome everybody and just give a big round of applause for business boxing. Let me tell you a little bit about Matthew Smiles. So I'm from Houston, Virginia. I've been a coach for baseball, basketball, football for the youth for about 25 years. The baseball commissioner for 3 years, raised about $175,000 for something we can do to make it a positive development. Give them something to do. I coached Matthew at one time. Matthew was a younger child, full of energy, smiles. His family was Brawls. Matthew Smiles was created by Lou and Julian Brawl, along with their son Matthew. A healthy kid who showed no signs of mental health issues but committed suicide. The Brawls purpose in creating the foundation is to help other kids and their families understand and bring awareness to mental health, whether they show signs of mental health illness or not. Matthew Smiles will help fund programs and other mental health resources, help create a stable, non-threatening environment that kids can be open to talking with each other and their families. If we can help prevent one family from experiencing the heartbreak of losing a child in this way, then Matthew's legacy is one of hope and healing. So thank you for sharing this mission with us, and I know that we're all thank you as well.
So we hope to see you all back here July 23rd. We have another awesome card, and to get represented, as well as me and Mr. Smith. And hope you have a good rest of your day. Some vintage boxing t-shirts, skip leg, hot dogs, plenty of drinks out there. Enjoy yourself. I'll be around.
Ladies and gentlemen, what just took place was a announcement and donation about the Matthew Smiles Foundation. Parts of the proceeds of this event is going to the Matthew Smiles Foundation. It's about mental health awareness. It's about avoiding youth suicide. It is a very wonderful charitable organization. I want you to check it out, and they will be continuing their support of the Matthew Smiles Foundation at the next boxing event in July, where there'll be a charity boxing match taking place between the two competitors in the ring, and it is fantastic. So, just to recap so far, River City Boxing Invitational, it's going down live. You still have time to catch 7 fights. If you want to see 7 fights at the Richmond International Raceway, they're going down right now. Let me tell you, as we go through the second half of this card, ladies and gentlemen, we've got light heavyweights. We've got heavyweights. We've got the 156 class. The last match of the evening is going to be Josiah Giles out of Vintage. Let me tell you a little bit about Josiah. Josiah is going pro. He is going pro in September. So this is one of his last amateur fights where you'll be able to catch Josiah Giles in action right here in Richmond. After this, next time you see Josiah Giles, he'll be a professional boxer as he's looking to turn pro in September. So we've got MK, Mary Curry out of Vintage fighting, still up to come. Desanu Martin out of Vintage, still coming. Dennis McLeod out of Vintage, still coming, and Josiah Giles. So it is going to be a very, very vintage-filled second half of this card. Very exciting. And like I said, you've got light heavyweights. You've got heavyweights. You've got 156. You've got the prime weight classes for competitive boxing. Very exciting. All right.
You go out to the zone, down to that bag, and sit and say, oh, there's a box machine, there's
We are halfway through the River City Invitational. We still have some very competitive fights. We have 7 competitive fights coming up. Vintage Boxing Gym is going to be well represented in the second half of this evening. Make sure you tune in, tell a friend. We're doing some great things. We're down at the Richmond International Raceway. We've got 7 fights to come. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is the 8th fight. So this is the eighth fight of the evening. Levon King out of Eastside Boxing is fighting out of the red corner. Braxton Hayes out of 757 Boxing is fighting out of the blue corner. This is the 8th fight. They are fighting at light heavyweight, ladies and gentlemen. Light heavyweight.
They 175.
176. But yeah, if they were going to be competitive, light heavyweight.
Yeah.
All right, both fighters are in blue. They're about to get it started. This is a light heavyweight fight. And here we go, round one. Very competitive first round. Very competitive first round. Big shots thrown by both fighters. Very tough. Very tough to call. It is Levon King out of Eastside, Braxton Hayes out of 757 Boxing. Very competitive first round. I do not envy the judges as both of these guys were throwing big shots.
Okay. You don't got to follow your face. If he sees take a big shot, right, and staggers with him, he can step up. Oh,
and they have called it. Braxton Hayes out of the 757 boxing gym. They have waved this one off in the second round. Very competitive fight, very tough fight. This was light heavyweights. They were throwing the leather. Light heavyweights throwing the leather. The big win. This is the second win out of the 757 boxing gym as they have picked up their second win of the evening. Matter of fact, it is their second fight, but their second fight and their second win. 757 boxing gym looked really, really strong today. So that was the 8th fight of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Braxton Hayes out of the 757 boxing gym. This was a second round stoppage. He was fighting a very game Levon King out of the East Side boxing gym. Very, very impressive fight. Very impressive fight. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, these amateur fights are extremely tough to score. Extremely tough to score. They're very competitive. They're 3 rounds of very, very hard work. And I can tell you, the training that goes into it, the preparation that goes into it, very, very difficult. Braxton Hayes looked very strong. Braxton Hayes looked very strong out of the 757 boxing. Number 9. No breaks, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up is our 9th fight of the evening. It's Joshua Dopp versus D'Angelo Congovla. And it's O'Connor Boxing Gym versus the East Side Boxing Gym. And Joshua is in the ring out of the red corner, out of the O'Connor Boxing Gym. This is another Kongova is coming in the blue corner out of East Side Boxing. This is another light heavyweight contest. They are fighting at 176 pounds. It's another light heavyweight contest. This is going to be a very spirited, very competitive contest, ladies and gentlemen.
come on. Oh. Whoa. Oh. Hey. Wow. He don't got nothing. Oh. Man. Wow. He ain't ready for it. Wow. Whoa. Oh. Hey.
And that was Joshua Dopp, who picked up the two. I guess he picked up two standing knockdowns. That is Joshua Dopp out of the O'Connor Boxing Gym. Picked up two standing knockdowns.
We said you working, right? You on the job. You on the job, right? And don't just say what I you like I'm bringing your cars. Oh! Hey. You got a longer reach. Hey. That's what we do. All day, every day.
Get ready for that.
Oh! Yeah. What he took a point? Wow. Really? Damn.
That concludes the second round. Definitely a competitive round. However, Little rough in there. There was a warning about clutching, warning about shoving. Looks like Joshua Dopp picked up another standing 8 count. So seems to be in control out of the red corner. Very unorthodox stance. Unorthodox jab, but he's high energy, high work rate. Looking very competitive at the 175 weight class. We are having fun, ladies and gentlemen, at the River City Invitational. We are having fun. It's the third and final round.
Getting beat up. Man, we getting beat up. Come on, man. Ooh, he's running for it. I did. Take it. Oh! Damn. And you can't get too excited. Focus. 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 Oh! Yeah. Focus. This is supposed to be an exhibition. Focus. Oh. Yeah. Oh.
And that does it. That is the third and final round. That was at light heavyweight Joshua Dopp out of O'Connor Boxing Gym versus D'Angelo Congova out of the Eastside Boxing Gym. Looks like the red corner, who had several standing knockdowns, was in control of the fight. Very unorthodox style for Joshua Dopp. So we'll see what the scores do. Looks like this one's going to go to the red side.
Yes, red. Red.
And if this goes the way that we think it will go, this is the second victory for O'Connor Boxing Gym, as Patrick Connors picked up a victory in the second bout of the afternoon. Joshua Dopp out of O'Connor Boxing at 176 looks pretty strong, as he's gotten 2 knockdowns, looked like he controlled the fight. And we're about to see as we go to the judges' scorecards.
Oh, he really fight. Yeah.
And Joshua Dopp has picked up the victory out of the red corner, out of the O'Connor Boxing Gym, looking very strong. That is the second win for O'Connor Boxing. Coming up next, our 10th fight It is a vintage fighter indeed. MK Mary Curry, fighting out of the vintage boxing gym, is coming up next. She's taking on Doreen McElroy out of Future Champs. Coming to the ring is MK. Her name is Mary Curry. And coming out of the red corner is Doreen McElroy. Yeah, my trainer. And here she is, MK, making her way to the ring out of vintage boxing.
That's Mary? Okay. Damn. She was tough in the ring. All right. Go, Mary! All right.
MK is an experienced fighter. She's got several fights. She's coming back out of injury. Very excited to see what vintage boxing does here.
Right.
This fight is taking place at one light heavyweight, 178.
Let's get it! Hey, 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 hey. Go! Mm. Wow. Mm. Mm. Damn.
Oh! Oh! Yay! Yay! That is a standing knockdown for MK out of vintage boxing.
No! No! Oh! 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 Yes! Yes!
Another standing stop for MK out of vintage boxing.
Yay! Damn. Oh! Wow! Wow! Damn. Come on. Mm. Hey! Hey! Hey!
So that is two standing knockdowns for MK out of vintage boxing. That is Mary Curry. Seems to be in strong control of the first round. We're going into the second round as she is taking on Doreen McElroy out of Future Champs.
man. Mm. Oh! Oh!
And the ref has raved it off in the second round. Vintage Boxing remains undefeated today as MK has taken a second round stoppage in the Vintage Boxing ring. Spirited effort from Doreen McElroy out of Future Champs. MK a little bit too much as somebody that is welcoming, excited to see her back in the ring after injury. Looked very, very strong.
That's the trainer or that's your trainer? Wow.
I train with her on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.
She's good.
She's in great condition. But she trains us, but then she trains
good.
herself. And this is her first fight after injury.
Oh, for real? Oh, she was hurt?
She was hurt for a while.
Huh?
Yeah, she was hurt for a while.
Oh. Damn. Hey.
And if you're keeping score, that is 3-0 so far for Vintage Boxing Gym out of Richmond, Virginia.
We dominate. I'm saying we. Damn. My bad.
And it's a biased point of privilege as Vintage Boxing Gym is hosting this event, this River City Invitational.
I'm saying we like I'm a part. Hey.
Okay. And coming up, another vintage boxer, Desanu Martin, as MK out of Vintage Boxing Gym gets a spirited round of applause from the hometown crowd. Coming up, Desanu Martin out of Vintage Boxing Gym. This is heavyweights, ladies and gentlemen. They're fighting at 203. He's fighting Deron Williams out of Team 1913. This is the first out of what is going to be two very competitive vintage versus 1913 matches. As we know, Josiah Giles is taking on Isaiah Maxwell later this evening. Denicio Martin is coming to the ring right now out of Vintage. And he is fighting. So I see him every day too.
Okay.
Yeah. He be working hard. He's a hard worker. And if you're keeping track, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 11th bout. The 11th bout out of 14. Denicio Martin out of Vintage Boxing is taking on Deron Williams. Duran Williams. This is going to be a very spirited, very hard-working fight for the heavyweight division. All of the vintage fighters are trained by lead trainer Eric Ash, who is in the corner for Denicio right now. Vintage YouTube.
You said live stream YouTube.
Vintage boxing YouTube.
Oh. Why is that one too fires?
Let's go to vintage boxing.
Oh, I got with that.
Type it in.
Okay. I will.
I want to see if it works.
Oh man. All right.
And that is a standing 8.
Do I got to do vintage RBA?
And we're going into the second round.
Yes.
Sanu Martin he scored a first round standing knockdown for the vintage boxing team.
No, I ain't spelled right. Hey. Oh, I got you. I take it. I don't know.
That's your right. That's your right. Go.
Huh. That's it. Yeah.
Come on, D, put some work in. Come on. Yes.
Run is right.
And we're going into the third round. Desano Martin out of Vintage Boxing Gym is taking on Duran Williams, fighting out of Team 19 to 13. Very competitive fight. Martin scored a first round standing knockdown early. Second round seems to have paced themselves a little bit more, a little bit less activity. Ladies and gentlemen, these are heavyweights. They are over 200 pounds.
Oh.
And that is another standing 8 for Desano Martin out of Vintage Gym. This is his second or third.
Right away, go. Three's on. Let's go. Right away.
Mm.
Push.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Come on, it's in you. Go. Hold on. Go. Ready. Go.
Mm.
And that concludes the third round. A very dominant performance by Desano Martin out of Vintage Boxing Gym. Several knockdowns. He looked very strong, looked very patient, paced himself very well. And it looks like the inevitable right now as Vintage Boxing Gym is looking to move to 4-0 already on the evening. 4-0 on the evening. as DeSantu Martin looked very, very strong in the heavyweight division. We are at the River City Invitational. This is the first ever River City Invitational at the Richmond International Raceway. That was fight number 11 out of 14 fight card. We still have another vintage boxer coming up next. Dennis McElrath is fighting Mr. Elder Fajardo. There we go, as DeSantu Martin picks up the victory.
How the winners win always give the losers the medal or something? That's how they do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, another big win for vintage boxing. It has been a really, really strong performance from the vintage boxing fighters. As Elder Fajardo makes his way to the ring, he will be fighting out of the red corner, out of another vintage fighter, Dennis McElrath, as Dennis is coming on now. And here we go. This fight is taking place at 189 pounds. So this is closer to a cruiserweight fight, and it is out of vintage. Dennis McElrath fighting. And let's just go take it right back to the ring, ladies and gentlemen.
Where we at? Go right. We're at number 12. Not coming up. Oh. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Wow. Whoa. Wait. Mm. Mm. Turn the corner. Oh! Uh. Mm. Oh.
Shoot right here first, right?
Mm.
Walking to the right, shoot right here first, right?
Oh.
Keep shooting right here first.
Oh.
Keep shooting right here first, right?
Mm. Oh. Wow. Damn. Damn. Oh. Mm.
Ladies and gentlemen, these cruiserweights came to fight Elder Frajado versus Dennis McElrath out of the Vintage Boxing Gym. They are throwing the leather. They are not taking it easy. Very, very tough round to score. They are getting at it right now. Again, these fighters are fighting at 189 pounds. That's mostly cruiserweight, but they look very, very strong. And let me tell you, a lot of fighting. I'm starting to pick up that Elder Farhado is fighting out of Fight House. So Fight House also had another fighter that was listed as unattached but looked very, very strong, and Tyler Lynch. They're out of Virginia Beach. So this is not an unattached or unaffiliated fighter. He is fighting out of Fight House, which is seeming to be a very strong boxing team out of Virginia Beach. So they are looking really good. And here we go.
Bring the three after that, man. 2, 3. Come on, stay on, stay on. Wait, wait. Good. Go back to the your hands up.
That is the second round. Second round. Still very highly competitive, very hard to score between Dennis McElrath and Elder Frajado. Again, they're fighting out of Fight House in Virginia Beach and Vintage Boxing in Richmond. Very competitive fight. Very competitive cruiserweight competition.
right to him. Oh! 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 Whoa! Oh! 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 Damn! Oh! Oh! Hey! Oh! Oh!
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very tough fight to score. They got a standing ovation at the end of that one. That was Elder Verhado out of Big House Fight House, out of the Fight House in Virginia Beach, and Dennis McElrath out of Vintage Boxing. Very, very competitive fight. Very spirited fight. Very tough to call. Really, I do not envy the judges. Very tough to call this one. Great effort. Great effort by both competitors. Great effort by both competitors.
Yeah. We're going to how many more?
2.
Ah. It's exciting. Hey. Hey. What happened? What?
And there we have it. It looks like Elder Frajado picked up the victory in a split decision over Vintage's Dennis McElrath. What a great fight.
Yep.
The crowd is not the Vintage crowd does not like the decision at all.
I think so. I'm with you. Damn.
But very competitive fight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 fights left on the card. Here we are. We are back. We've got 2 fights left on the card. Kevin Myers and Ishmael Bennett. Kevin Myers out of future champ, Ishmael Bennett. And then we have our main event to finish out the night. But they are already getting in the ring. Oh, it looks like Ishmael Bennett is fighting out of the blue corner, and Kevin Myers from future champs is fighting out of the red corner. Team Fight Zone is being represented. This fight is taking place at 125 pounds. Very, very competitive, looking ready to go. Again, ladies and gentlemen, out of the red corner is Kevin Myers, out of future champ Ishmael Bennett is fighting out of the blue corner. He is dressed in all black. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 3 rounds, amateur boxing. Go. Mm. Mm.
He loaded that center down, Kev. He getting boy. Hey, Kev. He cutting that ring, Kev. Yeah, Kev. Yeah, boy, up and down, Kevin. Yeah, Kev. That's right. Throw your two,
That is the first round. Very skilled competition between Kevin Myers and Ishmael Bennett. Kevin Myers is fighting out of the future champs out of the red corner. Ishmael Bennett is fighting out of the blue corner. These competitors are fighting at 125 pounds. 125 pounds. He's the next fight. He's going pro. Out of the
He's cutting the ring, Kev.
And he's there every I mean, he trained me my first time.
Yeah, Cam. Bring them angles on him, Cam. Keep holding that center. Yeah, boy. Up and down, Cam. Yeah, Cam. Box him up, boy. Working back to the center. Hold it down, Cam. Box him up, boy. Yeah, Cam. He's stepping right. Right back. Go over top of that. Yeah. Stop working your form. Work the uppercut, Cam. Work the uppercut. Yeah. He wants that. Yeah. Box him, boy. Work your form while you in there. Yeah, Cam. Yeah. Right back. Paint, Cam. Paint him up. Two, Cam. Oh, yeah. Go to four after that. Right back on it, Cam, with the stick. Keep holding that middle down. Keep holding that middle down, Cam. Double up, Put your angle right after the combination, Cam. Yeah, Cam.
Very competitive second round. This is Kevin Meyer out of Future Champs and Ishmael Bennett in the blue corner. Kevin Myers out of the red corner. This is a 125-pound fight. I will say Myers in the red corner seems to be holding down the center. He seems to be very composed with powerful shots. Bennett a little bit more on the outside, moving very well, getting in and out. It's a very, very tough fight to score. Yeah. He looks good. He looks good. Red did. I think. He's holding the center. Yeah. That's him. Future champ.
Hold the middle down, Cam. Hold that middle down, Cam.
And that concludes the fight. The third round, very competitive. Kevin Myers, Ishmael Bennett. Myers out of the red corner, out of future champs. Bennett fighting out of the blue corner. It looks like Team Fight Zone. Very, very competitive fight. Very tough to. Again, I would never want to be a judge because scoring these fights in the amateurs are very, very difficult. 3 rounds, a lot of action. You've got to score it as you see it. But this one, just like the last fight that we had, are going to be very, very tough fights to score. He's a former world champion.
Huh?
He's a former world champion.
Yeah.
He's a former world champion.
Oh yeah.
Former USPA and former WPA
I think Cab won.
All right, it's going to the scorer's decision here, and we're going to see if it's the red corner, Kevin Myers, or the blue corner, Ishmael Bennett. Very tough fight. Very tough fight. And it is Kevin Myers out of Future Champ Boxing. Very tough fight. Very competitive fight. There's a sportsmanship there. Great, great fight. Team Fight Zone, Ishmael Bennett really accounted himself well. I thought that third round, very competitive, looked like Bennett might have had the upper hand. Myers definitely in the first 2 rounds held the center, looked very strong, looked very composed. A very good fight. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to our last fight of the evening. Josiah Giles out of Vintage Boxing versus Isaiah Maxwell out of Team 1913. What a wonderful, wonderful event so far. Great, great fights. Very competitive. Hey, if you like what you're seeing at any point in the evening, you can go to Vintage Boxing Gym. You can come back because there's going to be competitive fights in July and in August. Very, very, very competitive thing. This is. And here comes Isaiah Maxwell in the red corner from 1913. This is the last fight of the evening. 1913 has been represented well today. And he is fighting Josiah Giles out of Vintage Boxing in the blue corner. Here we go. And this is the man the crowd came to see, Josiah Giles. Josiah Giles is 14-1 as an amateur and will be looking to go pro later this year. Lock in, ladies and gentlemen. This should be a good one. And we're underway. Very competitive first round. Josiah Giles out of Vintage Boxing Gym is fighting in the blue corner. He is fighting Isaiah Maxwell, Team 1913. This is an elite division fight. These guys are one step away from turning their lives into professional pro boxers, and it is looking really, really, really good. Very competitive fight. And that is a standing knockdown by Josiah Giles out of Vintage Boxing.
No, that's it. That's it. You said that's it.
And they stopped the fight. Josiah Giles out of Vintage Boxing has picked up the victory. Look at that. Very, very competitive night at River City Invitational at the Richmond International Raceway. We will try to talk to some of the fighters: Josiah Giles, Eric Ash, MK. A very, very competitive, spirited effort as Josiah Giles ends Isaiah Maxwell's fight in the second round. Ladies and gentlemen, what an evening of boxing, a day of boxing at the Richmond International Raceway. Boxing is back in Richmond, Virginia, big time. And there it is. Josiah Giles picks up the victory. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. What an evening. What a fight. We had 14 fights. Really, really well showing through it all. Let me get the final recap with my fight card. Thank you, sir. And let's recap what is a competitive day 14 fight bout. It led off with Elijah Meeks taking out Liam Yancey. Elijah Meeks. Then it was followed by Patrick Connors and O'Connor Boxing defeating Bryson Mix. Then it turned into Vintage's first victory of the evening. Elon Sedona picking up the victory over Nathan Lopez. Then Annette Hardy defeated Aspen Griffith, followed by Nico Carter's defeating Dominic Bainty. Tyler Lynch looked really, really strong as he picked up a victory over Anthony Allberger. Drew Kim out of Vintage Boxing defeated Jose Rodriguez. Really competitive fight. Braxton Hayes beat Levon King. Joshua Diop out of O'Connor Boxing Gym beat D'Angelo Congova. Then it got into a really, really spirited and fun fight. MK Mary Curry defeated Doreen McElroy. Decino Martin out of Vintage Boxing defeated Deron Williams. Tough split decision fight. Elder Fajardo defeated Dennis McElthrath. And then Kevin Myers defeated Ishmael Bennett. And then the final fight of the evening, Josiah Giles picks up the victory against Isaiah Maxwell. What a great, great, fun night of fighting here at the River City Invitational. We are going to sign off for now. I am Cheats, representing Vintage Boxing Gym as everyone else, and we'll catch you next time.